Data and pitch models are great, but they don't always tell the whole story, and if you lean on them too much, it can actually hurt you. I'm Craig Stem, performance coach at Tread Athletics. Let's talk about it. So obviously here at Tread, we are data driven. Every single pitch our guys throw here are tracked by TrackMan. We have our own robust Stuff Plus model, and we have an entire team of data analysts that are constantly pouring through these things. With that being said, all the data in the world is just one tool in the tool belt, and if you lean on it too much, it can hurt you. It's hugely important to have a coach that understands how to apply this data in games and how it can change from one situation to the next. Because at the end of the day, this is all about just throwing off hitters' timing and getting out. I'm going to use my guy Michael Kelly as an example on this. Now, Mike signed up in the middle of the season this year. He was having a pretty successful season as a reliever in the big leagues. His ERA was good, but his chief complaint was he wasn't striking enough people out. He felt like the biggest reason for this was his below average extension. This made his 99-mile-an-hour fastball play more like 94, 95, and in general, he just wasn't striking enough people out. Now, strikeouts are always going to be hugely important for major league pitchers. In the major leagues, your stats are your paycheck. So even if you are standing out in one area, if you are subpar in another, that can be held against you in contract negotiations. So it's very important to get this guy more strikeouts. Now, since Michael believed that his biggest flaw was his lack of extension, the first thing I did was look at his mechanics and see if there's a way we can get him more extension easily. I came up with a few ideas, sent those over to him, and we basically decided that these changes are going to be too big to make in the middle of a season. He had some timing and mechanisms that we would have to get rid of, and it was going to be a little longer burn than we wanted to. So from there, I had to pivot and figure out how we can get him success with his current extension. So the first thing I did was look at some data to see how guys in the big leagues that have low extension are having success. When I started to dive into that, I noticed that the top 10 pitchers with low extension were all primary sinker and changeup guys. Now, these are two pitches that Michael Kelly does not have. Michael's arsenal consists of a very hard fastball averaging 96 up to 99 miles an hour, a big sweeper, and a little gyro slider that plays more like a cutter to bridge the gap there. Now, one thing all of these pitches have in common is they all have a lot of glove side movement. Even the fastball has 5 inches of horizontal break, which is well below average on horizontal in the big leagues. So on paper, all 3 of Michael's pitches grade out above big league average, with the sweeper being the best one. Now, when I looked at the metrics, I thought this looks like it should be a swing and miss pitch, but the whiff rate on it is only around 20%. So that tells me there's something the data is not telling us. So with that information and the information that low extension guys are all throwing sinkers and changeups, I just asked Mike, have you ever thrown a sinker or a changeup? Now, he's a veteran pitcher, so at some point in his career, he has tried both of those things. He knows how to throw them. He told me that he didn't throw them because they weren't grading out very well. So he was using the data to eliminate those pitches. Now, this is something that relievers do all the time. If you're a bullpen guy, a lot of people think it doesn't make sense to have 4 or 5 pitches, so they often try to limit their arsenal to their best 3 pitches. Now, in his case, this was kind of a mistake because it made hitters' approaches against him very, very simple. Even though these pitches are grading out really, really well, they all essentially move the same way, and he throws more than 50% sweepers, which is something I would tell you to do. Throw your best pitch a lot. But hitters are always sitting on this pitch, and if he throws something different, it's not different enough. It might be a little bit harder, but everything he's throwing has that little bit of glove side movement. So by adding the sinker and the changeup, you are giving hitters completely different looks. I don't care if the metrics on these pitches are really, really good. They don't need to be. They just need to be different than his best 3 pitches to keep hitters honest. So after we had that talk, he went and tried sinkers and changeups in the bullpens, told me what the metrics were. They were okay, not great. Said, hey, go ahead and try to sprinkle that in your next outing if you felt comfortable with the execution on that. His very next outing, he punched out the side. It was the first time all year that he punched out the side. It was also the first time on the year that he threw sinkers or changeups within the outing. Every hitter that he struck out, he threw at least 1 sinker or changeup. I don't think that that is a coincidence. Now, when you watch these at bats, you can see the effect that it had on these hitters. Against Mike, every single hitter is wanting to lean over the plate to take away his best pitch, that sweeper away, just to get a bat on it, foul it off, to get something that they like. When he did throw a sinker to righties, you could see them start to go over the plate, realize that pitch is running in on them, and stand up. Even on takes, that is a very effective pitch, because this kind of take early in the at-bat leads to this kind of swing later in the at-bat. In this outing, he did throw a 1-0 changeup that got a swing and miss against a lefty. After he swung and missed that changeup, changeup, he took a peek up at the scoreboard to just say, what the heck was that? That's not on the scouting report. Just stealing one more strike for him set him up to where he didn't have to show that sweeper as many times, so giving him a very good chance of the hitter swinging and missing the first time they see his best pitch. So here's a guy that had 3 big league pitches that was not having the results that he wanted, and the answer was actually throwing 2 pitches that don't grade out as well, just because of how they complement his arsenal. So do not get too lost in the data and thinking that you only need these 3 pitches. If they don't play off of each other, if they all kind of look the same, if it doesn't change a hitter's approach, it's not going to be very useful for you. Even if it's big and nasty, if the hitter can sit on it, they have a very good chance of fouling it off. It's not like they were hitting his sweeper really hard, they just weren't swinging and missing it. By adding the sinker and changeup, now we have set that sweeper up for a lot more swings and misses. Figuring out your ideal arsenal with all the different information you can get can be pretty complex, so it's super helpful to have a coach in your corner that can help you navigate that process. That's what we do here at Tread. So if you're interested in that, hit the link below. That's all I got for you today. We'll see you next time.